This is that Flykingi and T.S. Madison, baby. And we got a question. Is it on?
Hello! How you guys doing? It's your boy, Flykingi, coming at you live from the palace. Why sit on my throne and I talk about all y'all's business? As long as you're staying out of mine. And tonight we're talking about the new episode of Chasing Dallas, Season 1. We're on episode 4, I believe, at this point. This shit been on for a whole month already. It got good this episode though. So it proceeded from last episode where everyone is at game night at Markel's house and Tony Price and B. King get into an altercation in regards to B. King's conversation he had with King Kane, who Tony Price also got into it with last episode at Reese G's Easter egg adult party in the backyard with the set of TLC's Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls, Lonely Mother Gazing Out of the Window set in the backyard. Now, here's the thing. First, we have Reese G and Charles having a conversation about Charles pulling up some mess, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this nigga Charles in a minute. So, Tony Price is having a conversation with B. King. Now, B. King, about the conversation that B. King had, I believe that was the first episode when he met King Kane and they were talking and they were exchanging stories about Tony Price. Now, here's the issue. B. King keeps saying, "Oh, Tony, you're mad at me because I had a conversation with King Kane like we didn't have that conversation. Like I don't have the receipts because you deleted your Facebook, but when I pulled it back up, I took the screenshots of the conversation." Let me explain something to him. Let me explain something to B. King. Sis, what you're trying to do is you're deflecting because you're making this about the fact that you and Tony had a conversation. You and Tony are supposed to be cool. If me and my friend are cool and he or she did something and they're trying it and I'm having a conversation and a kiki about my friend's actions with my friend, not the same thing as me having a conversation with a bitch I met that long ago that already expressed that they don't like me. So you having a conversation with her and kikiing just shows how much you fuck with me like that. Because you having a conversation about me, about my actions, is not the same thing of you having a conversation with a bitch that you just met that long ago that already told you that they don't like me and we got into it and you're kikiing with her, because what that shows is that you're a fake bitch. And then when I bring it up, because I have a right to be upset because I thought we was cool, we were getting each other's jobs as you say and helping each other out, because we don't help each other out, but you're kikiing with this bitch saying I gave this bitch a job. Now when you were talking to Tony at the party, you tried to make it mutual. You tried to downplay what you did, because what you did was you going to say, "Oh, well, I may need you for a job or you may need me for a job." But that's not the context of the way you presented it to King Kane when you said it. You presented it like some old bum bitch needed a job and I was in the position. That's what you said. You told King Kane verbatim, I was in a position. You put the story with somebody you supposed to be cool with, because it looked like Tony think y'all cool. You presented it to King Kane like you're up here and Tony's down here, and you had an opportunity to help the homeless, to help the peasants. You're King, be King, and you had an opportunity to feed the birds, so you fed the birds. Like that's how you presented it to King Kane. You was throwing shade, you was being messy, and you was kikiing, because after you said you offered her a job, King Kane was about to fall out of them cheap ass chairs in that damn nightclub talking about not a job. And we're gonna get on that bitch King Kane in a minute too. So then after that, I guess Tony, they're still at game night and they start playing this game where they pull questions out of a hat. So Premier pulls a question out of a hat. Well, first, Reese G pulls a question out of a hat of who they would have a threesome with. She says Charles and B. King. Now, Charles threw a little bit of shade because Charles has already been throwing shade about Reese G, saying that she allegedly likes him, and he doesn't date feminine guys because allegedly he's not feminine. But we all seen him on the first episode with 3,000 Swarovski crystals that he paid $1,500 from, and he got that money because he stole it from Woodley Lee from trying to make an investment into his pride, King's Pride, for the chubby gays, for the bear gays business. So, girl, I guess. So then Premier pulls a question about, has anybody been homeless? And a couple of people, Markel was like, no. Reese G goes on to tell her story about how she was in foster care, and I think her stepmom like fractured her arm, and just a really intriguing story. And then we go into Tony Price, who says that he was homeless because, and one of the reasons he was homeless, which he was extremely hesitant to say, is that he was on, he was a meth head. He was on methamphetamines. And I don't mean to say meth head, and I'm Tony, you know, I know we follow each other on Instagram and stuff. You know, girl, don't get mad because I'm calling you a meth head. You put it out there, so that's what they're going to call you. You seen Ronnie on the Players Club. What she told Diamond? Huh. You might, that's what they're going to call you, so you might as well get used to it. But I thought it was an interesting story. She said she's been addicted to methamphetamines for 1.5 years. Now, see, I don't know how long it takes to get through 12 steps, but who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? I won't even go there. I've never been addicted to, I've never been a substance abuser. I think substance abuse is something that I wish a lot of people will overcome. And one thing about substance abuse is it's not going to go away until you acknowledge or deal with or heal the underlying issues which is causing you to need to subside your mind or subdue your mind in order to deflect on whatever it is you're going through in life. Whatever you're going through or whatever you've been through, you need to address that. So you probably will want to see a psychiatrist versus calling all of these numbers. You need to see a life coach or psychologist so you can get to the bottom of why you're even on drugs in the first place before you're even able to move on with going to rehab. That's all I have to say about that. I thought it was also touching that they also left numbers for people to call, like they did for they left an abuse number. They left a number if you need help in Dallas and you're homeless. I thought that was beautiful. So bravo to the production for coming up with that. I thought that was brilliant. And then, like, after we get through the whole situation with Tony Price and B. King, we go back to Reese G and Charles, who were talking about their altercation. Well, basically what Charles did was, Charles said he never liked Reese G, and they never had nothing going on because he doesn't like feminine guys or whatever his, you know, whatever. So, but when you see Reese's confessional, she says that they used to date, but they couldn't date because she couldn't kiss her because he needed a Carmex because he had B2K lip. I know y'all looking like, what's B2K lip? Girl, bum, bum, bum. So they couldn't have nothing going on because she didn't want to get B2K lip. Bum, bum, bum. So then she says that I guess Reese G was cool with somebody that was friends with somebody who Charles was talking to. And I guess she told Charles, like, oh, don't talk to this person because this person is this and that and this and that. So Charles told that person, and then that person went and messaged Reese G and said, bitch, mind your fucking business. Now, here's the thing. The bitch wasn't in the wrong, bitch. Mind your motherfucking business. That's my man. Don't be telling. That's like if I'm applying for a job, you calling a job like, because that bitch don't show up to nothing on time. First of all, bitch, mind your fucking business. Because I might want to show up to this job on time, bitch. Don't play with me. So that bitch decided to be up in Charles' business. Now, I don't know if she actually likes Charles or what, because they keep throwing shade at each other. Maybe they tried it and it didn't work out because she didn't want to get B2K lip. Bump, bump, bump. So then Charles, my whole thing with Reese G is Reese G was like, oh, we were supposed to be cool and you tried to start some mess. No, he didn't try to start some mess. He really don't see it for you like that, and he really don't fuck with you like that. That's why he did that shit. He knew that bitch. He knew whoever he was saying that to was going to go back and go and get at you for that. And he felt like because he had heard rumored allegedly that you like him, when you told him about this other person that he saw interest in, he was discussing it with her during pillow talk, basically kikiing at you and making it because he feels like you like him. So he's feeling like you telling all this stuff about someone he's trying to potentially date to deter from the fact that you like him. So you're only doing it because you're jealous or you're hating on the situation he has with someone that you're a mutual friend with or cool with because you really want to be with Charles, but you can't because he got B2K lip. Bump, bump, bump. So that's why that happened. People have to, and it goes for all the castmates on this show. You have to understand in life where someone's loyalty lies. If you feel someone's loyalty should lie with you, you should ask yourself why. Because once you start asking questions, you'll realize there is no loyalty between you and that person. But so then we have Reese G. She pulls up to Markel's house after the debacle to discuss everything that happened at game night. So they discussed the conversation between B. King and Tony Price and the bitch that he allegedly painted orange. And they discussed basically everything that happened. Now, here is my thing. Then Reese G proceeds to say that, no, Markel says that he doesn't like Tony Price and that Tony Price isn't opportunist. And then Reese G says this is what he hears about Tony Price, is that he's an opportunist, even though Reese G is the executive producer of a show that is capitalizing off of Tony Price's methamphetamine addiction or substance abuse problem and homelessness as an opportunity for a matriarch on a storyline on a show he's executive producing, and then calling that same person an opportunist. Ooh, I need to take a breath. With that being said, bitch, then we move on to motherfucking thing 1 and thing 2. So motherfucking thing 1 and thing 2, which is BB Kings and King Kane, come in. First of all, that bitch King Kane came in there looking like, y'all know, came in there dressed like, y'all know on A Living Color when they be like, hated it. And bitch, you guessed it, I hated it. So then he comes in there and they're discussing like, oh, well, this is what happened. And, you know, Tony Price, he has a problem and he painted the bitch face orange. And then King Kane up there talking about this is affecting my life and it's affecting me for a moment. And I have all of these clients and I have all of this going on. Girl, the fact that Tony painted your friend orange because he didn't see it for your friend, and you're making this is affecting your life because of what? At the end of the day, bitch, see, this is the problem with hoes. Hoes start shit. Bitches want to start shit, but don't want it to be none. You get what I'm saying? Because, bitch, you was at the club talking about this man and kikiing about him with another person that you met that long ago. So you started it. So if it's drama and it's affecting your life, you have to do what Michael Jackson has told everyone to do. And I think that the late and great Michael Jackson was 100% right. And I think you might need to go get, I think it was on the Bad album, King, you might want to go get the Bad album and listen to the Michael Jackson song, Man in the Mirror. You got to stop and stare at the man in the mirror and ask him to change his ways, because, bitch, that was your fault that you was kicking with B King at a party about Tony Price, who you actually know when you just met B King that long ago. And now you're mad because he confronted you about it at the Easter party and went off on you about it. So now you feel a certain type of way. Bitch, that was your fault. Get the fuck over it. Stop crying about it. And bitch, you didn't look like nothing that was at Coachella, bitch. You looked like a bitch that sits in Coach, but you didn't look like you just came from Coachella, bitch. Calm down, relax. So after that, the episode was pretty much done. I'm excited to see what happens next, because... And what happened to Woodley? Was that Woodley ass we seen back on the trailer for the next episode? Because they zoomed in on the ass and it looked like Woodley ass. Maybe he was, because Woodley ain't been on these last episodes. I'm thinking he must have recovered from his fat transfer and they was able to continue to film for him after he got back from recovery in the Dominican Republic. But you ain't heard that from me. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this altercation was about at the park where Reese G said, having to explain how she got a corporate job and she got a brand. Who was she going in on? Do y'all know? Let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Toodaloo.